In the quiet corners of the heart, where spoken words often fail and explanations fall short, the human soul cries out for something far greater than advice or human logic. It cries out for divine intervention, for the hand of the Almighty to reach into the unseen places, step into the deepest shadows, and rewrite the stories that were meant for destruction. We exist in a world where unseen chains frequently attempt to weigh us down. These invisible bonds do not always appear as iron or physical restraints. Often, they present themselves as the heavy, persistent weight of unspoken pain. They are forged in the quiet moments of disappointment, built through unexpected betrayals, or shaped by the lingering trauma of yesterday. Over time, these burdens cause the heart to harden as a shield against further injury. When life hurts repeatedly, building walls seems like the only way to survive. Yet, the very walls constructed for protection can gradually become the very prisons that keep us isolated from true healing, peace, and connection. Freedom begins the moment we choose to surrender those emotional barriers and allow light to penetrate the darkest, most hidden chambers of our spirits. True freedom is not merely the absence of trouble. It is the active presence of divine grace breaking every chokehold of anxiety, restlessness, and fear. Many carry a persistent internal shaking, a quiet, continuous bracing for the next storm or the next blow. They long to smile with genuine warmth, but heaviness continues to hold on. They desire to rejoice, but sorrow grips their thoughts so tightly that the warmth of a new morning feels like a distant memory. Yet there is an enduring promise that weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes with the light. This joy is not a fleeting emotion or a temporary happiness dependent on ideal circumstances. It is a deep, overflowing, and restorative strength that flows directly from the source of life itself. When divine power moves into a life, it tears down the structures that silence laughter and breaks the continuous cycle of emotional fatigue. It replaces systemic restlessness with a perfect peace that surpasses all human understanding, settling the mind even in the midst of unpredictable storms. To fully step into this freedom, one must also confront the complex ties of the past. Throughout life, deep spiritual and emotional roots can form through unseen battles, unspoken resentment, or generational cycles of pain. Roots of bitterness, planted by years of unaddressed hurt, can poison the present and obscure the future. Unforgiveness acts like a silent, heavy anchor, locking the soul into yesterday and blocking the flow of love, comfort, and restoration. Pushing love away out of fear or suspicion becomes a default defense mechanism when rejection and abandonment have left deep scars. However, no wound is too hidden, and no scar is too deep to be reached by divine restoration. Healing requires the courage to invite light into the silent wounds, the disappointments forgotten on the surface, the memories that still sting, and the moments that broke the spirit in absolute silence. When divine truth touches these areas, it exposes the lies that whisper unworthiness and breaks the subtle bonds of fear, jealousy, and spiritual stagnation. This transformation is sustained through a continuous increase of faith and hope. Faith is not merely a passive belief. It is a dynamic force that shifts spiritual atmospheres and moves long-standing obstacles. Even when faith feels as small as a tiny seed, it carries the inherent power to uproot deep-seated problems, unlock doors that appeared permanently closed, and quiet the intimidating voices of doubt. When faith rises within the human spirit, it acts like an unstoppable river, washing away hesitation, discouragement, and the limitations of past failures. Alongside faith, Hope serves as an anchor for the soul against all logical odds. It is the persistent, unshakable expectation that refuses to die even when circumstances suggest otherwise. Like the ancient resilience that believed against belief, true hope stands firm in the face of impossibility. It breathes vibrant life into areas that seemed completely barren, whether in personal vision, emotional health, or spiritual purpose. Where nothing has grown for years, hope clears the ground for new beginnings, breaking generational cycles of shame, limitation, and stagnation. When this inner strength takes root, protection and guidance become the bedrock of daily life. Living under the shadow of the Most High provides a fortress that no unseen weapon or sudden terror can dismantle. It is a dynamic refuge where fear loses its authority, though obstacles may fall on every side and dark valleys present themselves along the journey. Those who walk in this truth do not travel alone. Angels are commanded over their steps, keeping their feet sure upon the path and guarding them through every trial. Even in the presence of intense opposition or deep uncertainty, a table of abundance, honor, and peace is prepared. The cup of life overflows not because the valley is absent, but because the shepherd's rod and staff offer continuous comfort, direction, and strength. As these fundamental truths settle into the mind, every aspect of existence begins to shift. Thinking expands beyond past limitations. Speech aligns with strength rather than defeat, and decisions are made with newfound courage and clarity. The subtle agreements made with darkness, fear, or failure are completely canceled and replaced by divine favor and purpose. The heart is restored to its original tenderness, fully capable of giving love, receiving peace, and walking in unhindered joy. Ultimately, the journey out of bondage is an intentional step into light, wholeness, and authority. It is the total dismantling of silent oppression and the awakening of a spirit that knows its true origin and shelter. No longer bound by the fears of yesterday or the uncertainties of tomorrow, the soul stands fully liberated, stepping boldly into its destiny with unshakable confidence, overflowing grace, and an everlasting assurance of victory. Restoration. The process of inner renewal requires a continual deepening of truth, resilience, and spiritual authority. Breaking free from past bonds is only the beginning. Walking in sustained freedom demands an unyielding commitment to daily transformation and unwavering focus. In every life, there come moments when the noise of the world attempts to reestablish old doubts and resurrect former fears. The enemy of human potential relies on memory, seeking to remind the soul of past failures, ancient guilt, and forgotten grief. When these quiet attacks arise in the mind, they are designed to convince us that true change is impossible and that our progress is merely temporary. However, standing in divine truth means recognizing that past declarations of defeat no longer hold power over a liberated mind. The old contracts of shame, silence, and spiritual sabotage are void, rendered completely powerless by the overarching law of grace. To maintain this state of continuous breakthrough, the mind must undergo a thorough guard shift. The thoughts we entertain, the words we speak into existence, and the perspectives we adopt shape the trajectory of our daily lives. When the mind is anchored in higher truth, anxiety loses its persuasive voice. Restlessness gives way to a calm, calculated focus, and the habit of bracing for tragedy is replaced by a steady expectation of goodness. This shift in consciousness alters how we respond to conflict, stress, and disappointment. Instead of reacting out of self-preservation or old emotional wounds, decisions are made from a position of strength, wisdom, and composure. Furthermore, true restoration extends beyond individual healing. It reaches into relationships, legacy, and purpose. As the heart heals from deep-seated abandonment, rejection, and emotional distance, it becomes a sanctuary of peace for others. A restored soul naturally becomes a vehicle through which joy, comfort, and restoration flow into families, communities, and future generations. The breaking of generational curses means that the silent struggles, addictions, and emotional barriers that plagued previous eras stop here. They do not get passed down to the next generation. The line is drawn, and a new inheritance of health, faith, clarity, and abundance is established. Walking in this elevated authority also changes how we view adversity. Obstacles are no longer seen as permanent dead ends, but as opportunities for divine power to be demonstrated. The dark valleys mentioned in ancient wisdom are not places to settle. They are simply passages to cross. Every step taken through difficulty with steady faith refines character, deepens conviction, and builds an indestructible interior strength. When you know that goodness and mercy follow your path all the days of your life, fear of the future simply dissolves. As you step forward each day, remember that the atmosphere around you responds to the clarity of your faith. Walk with the boldness of one who is fully protected, guided, and anointed. Speak strength over your weak moments. Declare progress over lingering delays, and keep your vision fixed on the limitless future ahead. The chains are broken, the night has passed, and you are fully equipped to walk in permanent light, unhindered freedom, and divine fulfillment.